Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Please subscribe to my channel by clicking on the red subscribe button.
Okay, what do we have today? Today I have a box of RA-4 paper. This is from Fuji Crystal Color Enlarging Paper Matte Type 90. I got this from Taobao. The packaging is a bit different, and this Type 90, I haven't really seen this around. So anyway, I got this box of 100 sheets to try out. So the purpose of buying this paper is for me to try RA-4 reversal again. I have uploaded some RA-4 reversal videos before. If you have not watched them, please click on the link at the top right hand corner. I have pointed to a playlist where you can watch all my reversal related videos. So this is 8x10. I'm going to shoot it in camera, so I have cut it down in the darkroom to 4x5 and loaded into this few 4x5 film holder. So what I'm going to do now is to set up my 4x5 camera and then do a still life shoot to test it out. Okay, so this is the still life scene that I'm testing out today. I am going for strong colors, mainly the primary colors. So I have yellow, red, orange, some green, coming from Instax white film box, and then I have book behind there's some blue. So I'm going to test out this scene. So in the past, for my RA-4 reversal video, I always tested with natural light. Today I'm going to do something different. I'm going to test with artificial light, and it will come in the form of an LED bulb. This is a 12 watt warm LED light bulb. So I'm going to light this scene with this bulb, and from there we can see what kind of filters do we need. So this scene is lighted with natural light. Let me on the LED light and see how different would the scene be. Right, so let's go. Okay, now the video has stabilized it, so this is how it will look. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is to take a light meter reading. I have set the ISO to be 6. That will be my starting point. So what we see here is that it's giving us a meter reading of 1.5 seconds at f5.6 with the ISO set to ISO 6. Right? So I'm going to do something like a test strip. That means I will slowly expose the piece of paper, the 4x5 piece of paper, bit by bit, so that we will get accumulation of maybe 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 5 seconds kind of thing, right? And then from there we have a better gauge. So at this point, I'm not too worried about the color cast that will be on the RA-4 paper when we don't use any filter. I just want to see, if we do not use any filter, how will the photo be light, right? Just using this tungsten light from the LED lamp, right? Okay, so let's take a shot and then we can process the paper. Okay, so what I have here is my RA-4 reversal processing lab, a makeshift one. So what we see here is my black and white paper developer. I'm using Ilford multi-grade paper developer 1+9. I just mix up 200 ml. Same thing for the RA-4 developer, 200 ml of it. I'm just processing it at room temperature. Now it's probably about 30 degrees Celsius. This chemical is from Fujifilm. And I also have the bleach. Right, this is also from Fujifilm. Right. So I have some water here for washing, right? And as usual, I will develop the paper in my Patterson orbital processor. This will be for the first stage, where I use the black and white developer. After that, we can open up the tray for the second exposure, and the rest can be done in daylight. So I will use this tray for the rest of the steps. So only this will be for the light proof stage, right? So let's me load the paper and then we can do the processing. So I have loaded the paper here into the tray. So only one piece, so let's start the processing now. We're going to start with the black and white developer, and we only need 1 minute. Alright, so let me pour this in. I will start to agitate the processor. Alright. And at the same time, I also started the timer. So notice that we are not doing any temperature tempering for now. We are just developing at room temperature, which in Singapore it should be anything from 27 all the way to 31, 32. Right? I think this will be fine. We will look at the result and then adjust the color by using filters rather than trying to maintain a consistent temperature for the processing. So at the end of 1 minute, I will pour out the chemical to be reused. I will pour it back into the same beaker and then give it a wash before we open up the lid. Okay, so 1 minute is up. So I'm going to just pour. So I'm going to pour out the black and white paper developer, and then I will pour in some water to give it a wash. Okay. Right, so this will also act as a stop bath. Right. So for the stop bath, the timer is not too critical, maybe 20 to 30 seconds, and then you can pour out the water and open up the lid. Right. Okay, so I think it should be all right now. I'm going to pour out into the waste container. Right, and then we can take a look at the result. Okay. So the next step is to expose it to light. Again, just remove the lid and then let it sit. Let the paper sit around, exposing it to light. The timing is not too critical, about 30 seconds to a minute. Right? Okay. 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 So you see different level exposure here. This is because I exposed the paper for half second per steps. So I think I did shake my camera a bit. So I think there's some movement in the print, right? But let's see how it turned out. So I think the exposure is good enough. I will now put it inside the tray, right, for my next step of processing. So I'm now ready to do the RA-4 stage. So the color developer, I will pour it in. Again, this will be for 1 minute. Right, so let's pour it in and take a look. Right. Okay. So the camera did move quite a bit while I pull up the dark slide. Okay. This developer will process it for 1 minute. So when 1 minute is up, we will again pour the RA-4 developer back into its own container and then give it a good wash before we pour in the bleach. Okay, 1 minute is up. So let me pour this out. Okay, give it a wash. Alright. Okay, so usually what I like to do is give it 2 wash. Just to wash away the developer before we pour in the bleach. Okay, so this is fine. So next step, again we are going to pour in the bleach. Again, this will be for a minute. Let's go. Alright, so this is after the bleach. I have already poured in some water to give it a wash. Alright, and let's take a look at the result. Okay, you can see that it is really blue. The only other color we see here is this orange color that we have in the scene. There's a very strong blue cast here. Right, so for positive, the lighter the image, right, the more exposure it receives. Right, so you can see that this part is a bit darker than the rest. Unfortunately, the camera shake too much when I try to move the dark slide stage by stage. So there's a lot of double image here, but we can see that here is darker. This is the first half second, and then this is 1 second, 1.5, and then this will be 2 second 2.5, right? So I think 1.5 second as per the meter, it seems to be quite alright. So what I'm going to do now is to add the filter. I have also turned on this feature called Super Thanks. So under every video there will be a thanks icon. It's just YouTube way of allowing the audience to send their token of appreciation to the content creator. So if you click on the icon, I think it will allow you to send a small sum of money to the content creator, that is me, right? So okay, just something new on my channel. Okay, so we can see there's a lot of blue cast on the first test print. So I'm going to add in this filter for now, CTO. This to further correct the blue cast. And then I have 50 magenta and 50 yellow here. These are the jar filter that we use for color correction. I'm just going to start with this, okay, just to remove the blue, and then again we will see how it turns out after we do a test shot. Right, so this is the print. This is the one where I use a CTO filter and then 50 magenta and 50 yellow. This part is exposed for 5 seconds and this part is for 10 seconds, right? So I think overall there is an improvement for the blue cast, but I think it has added a green cast to the overall image. I do see the red now, the yellow, the orange, the green is very obvious, same for this green background here, and then the blue, but overall there's a green cast. So what I will do in this case is to maybe add some magenta filter that will help to remove the green. Well, okay, so this is the final test print. I add another 20 magenta filter to the combination of the filter. So this will have, so this has a total of CTO, 70 magenta and 50 yellow, right? And this is the output. I expose this for 7 seconds just to learn from the earlier test print, where this is for 5 seconds, this for 10. So I take somewhere in between, right? And then this is the final output. I would say it's something that I'm quite happy with. While it's not perfect, but I think we get the red color, we get the yellow, the green is very nice, and the blue at the book in the background is also there. So we also have the orange from the Kodak box, right? So overall, I'm quite happy with this. Of course, I can further fine tune it by adding probably a little bit more magenta. I think there's still a slight color cast, but for now, I think I'm quite happy. Okay. So this will be the end of the testing for this round using artificial light, right? Thank you so much for watching. I see you at my next video. Thank you. Bye. Hi guys, we have come to the end of this video. Please like it, share it, and finally do subscribe to my channel, and I see you at my next video. Take care. Bye.